Well, hello friends. Today we are going to work on buttons and we're going to make auto repeat for buttons because it's something that I put in my to-do list here the other day, that I would like to have a button auto repeat interval thingy, and I'll show you what I mean here. Like if I click on this spin box up arrow here, and if I hold that down, I expect the number to keep going up, right? And it doesn't here. It only goes up once I actually click it. And likewise for going down, I would like it to go down repeatedly. And I'm thinking that the way that should work is that for G button, we should have a general concept of like an auto repeat interval. And if it's non-zero, then as long as you're holding down and your mouse cursor is above the button, then we can just periodically invoke the click handler. Something like that. So let's go look at what that would be like. So in G button, we would add something like auto repeat interval. I think that's a decent name for it. So we'll just do that and default 0. Okay, and then we'll say, oh, I forgot the M underscore down here. Plop. Okay, and then up here we'll just say, so far so good, right? Now, what we want to do next is we want to have a timer to help us out with this. So we'll just call this the auto repeat timer. And it's not a G timer, it's a C timer because it lives in libcore. So let's include that. Okay, so now we have a guy right here. And in fact, let's just leave it this way for now. This is good. I was thinking we could use the interval of the timer as instead of this variable here, but let's keep them separate for the moment because I think maybe we would like them to be separated in some cases. Okay, so then let's go look at, oh shit, wait, hold on. Maybe this doesn't belong in G button. Maybe this is, or who else inherits from, because we have this thing called a G abstract button. And checkbox inherits from it, radio button. Well, these don't need to auto repeat. That would be weird. G abstract button. At the same time, it would be neat if we move this concept up to the abstract button though, because that means that anyone else in the future makes a new abstract button will have access to these concepts if they would like to. So we can do that. And like that. Excuse me. Record, C timer, G button. So it's a little bit weird that you have repeat interval on checkbox and radio button, but I guess we could just hide those if we want to. So we could do something like, what is the thing that you do? Like using G abstract button, auto repeat interval. We do something like this. These would make them inaccessible. So let's see, new checkbox, new G checkbox. If you tried to say checkbox set auto repeat interval 1, then that would be private in that situation. That's very handy. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we can do it that way. Just because. Okay. sense for a radio button, so hide them. And we can say the same here. This doesn't make sense for a checkbox, so hide them. Yeah, okay, well. Then in G abstract button, mouse down event. Yeah. Here we would do something like if it's the left button and if it's enabled, M being pressed true update. Okay, and then if M auto repeat interval start. Like that. And I'm thinking that if we have an auto repeat, then we might as well actually fire a click right away. Wait, how does that work? I think we can do that because we're going to be repeating anyway, so we might as well make the first click be instant. Instead of waiting one auto repeat interval before we let it click. So let's do that. Okay, and then in mouse up, here we will just say M auto repeat timer stop unconditionally. And I guess auto repeat might want that to work a little bit differently, so that when you let go of it, it doesn't add any more. Normally, like when you let go of a click, that's when the click actually happens, when you do mouse up. But here, if we've been auto repeating, then we should just stop auto repeating. So we'll do this and not click and update, and M being pressed is false. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe we should do it. Hold on. What am I trying to say? Oh, was auto repeating. Active. Okay, and then we'll say stop. And was auto repeating. Okay, so we only do the click here if we were not auto repeating. I think that's good. Then the logic here can flow in one path. Right, and then we also want to handle mouse move. So if we're not hovering over the button, so we move outside, then we want to disable the thing. So it should really be the same as like being pressed. So we'll do M auto repeat timer set. If M auto repeat timer, or if we have an interval, then we'll say auto repeat timer. Auto repeat timer. It's active. Oh, hold on. Let's make this easier. If we're not being pressed, then M auto repeat timer stop. Else, M auto repeat timer start. Okay. Does that make sense? Oh, and then let's say for gspinbox that we give these guys some auto repeat timers or intervals. How about 500 milliseconds? I don't know. That's a good number. We'll see how it feels. Come on. Okay, let me hold it down. And nothing happens. Oh, and you know why? Because I never set up a callback for that timer. So let's see. Let's make a helper for this. We'll call it void auto repeat timer fired. And then when we construct this guy, oh, I don't like that we have two different constructors. So can you just call the other constructor? But then I can't do this. It's gross. I wish I could do that. I guess I understand why, but like still. Okay, stop doing. Okay, fine. I don't want to write this twice, so let's just do. Oh wait, why am I even trying to do that? This is the one that should change. Okay, well that was really stupid. Okay. Auto repeat timer on timeout. Auto repeat timer fired. Cool. And GS button auto repeat timer fired. It's gonna do a. This is where we do the click. Right. Maybe you don't even need the helper for this, now that I think about it. Well, yeah, okay, so it works. It's clearly not fast enough. Drag outside, stops doing it, go back over, starts decrementing again. Very good. So I think this helper is totally superfluous. So let's just say click right here. This is kind of cool, right? You can totally see how this thing works. Don't have to go and look at what this guy is. Okay. And then in the spin box, we need to make this way faster. So like 100 maybe. No, that's really nifty. I like it. Okay, so I shouldn't. So let's do a patch review. So an abstract button here, we're just delegating to the other constructor so that we don't have to repeat this here, which would be sad. And then we just set up the auto repeat timer callback to just call click. Okay. And then in mouse move, if we do have an auto repeat interval, then if we're not being pressed, then we stop the auto repeat timer, and if we are being pressed, then we start the auto repeat timer. Perfect. Okay, and then mouse down event, if we have an auto repeat interval, then we fire one click immediately, and then start the auto repeat timer. So by the way, let me tweak these to 150 maybe, because I feel like they were a little bit fast. Right, so that makes sense. Start the timer on mouse down. And then here in mouse up, if we were auto repeating, then we stop doing that. And we don't let out a click if we were auto repeating. Right. And then in GAbstract button, we're adding the auto repeat interval and set auto repeat interval. Simple APIs for that. And the timer also goes in the abstract button. And then here in checkbox and radio button, we just hide these from the parent class so that you don't call them. You can't call them a checkbox or radio button because they don't make sense. It's not the most beautiful way of doing this. Maybe this should be in the gbutton class, but it felt kind of comfortable right now to put them in abstract button because of the way the mouse handling is done. It's all up there, so I don't have to set up some delegation system. Okay, yeah, so I think that's pretty good. So let's just try with 150 to see that it still feels all right. Come here, Ouija gallery. Yep, that's really cool. Let go. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't really see, but it feels right. When you let go, then it doesn't do an extra +1. Cool. So I think we're good to commit there. So let's say libgui. Add an auto repeat interval feature to GAbstract button. Use this in gspinbox to implement auto decrement while you're pressing down respective buttons. Cool. Very cool. All right, so I guess that's gonna do it for this video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching and hanging out with me while I continue to work on this. And yeah, let's just keep on going, see what happens. Thank you for hanging out, and I will see you next time.